Hello and welcome to Against All Odds, a program that is dedicated at showcasing people's lives, their tragedies, misfortunes, but at the end of it, coming out as survivors and victors. And today's story is about poverty, coming through from a poor background, being able to uplift themselves, and also realizing that they need to uplift someone, but that someone let them down and left them. However, despite all the misfortunes they faced, they've come through as a survivor. Today we're talking to our survivor, that is Mr. Ngoni Chisi, and he is here to join us on Against All Odds. Thank you so much for coming through on the program. We appreciate having you here.
Thank you.
Great. So, Mr. Ngoni, or should I refer to you as Mr. Chisi?
Mr. Chisi.
Please actually tell us a little bit about your background. How was it like when you were growing up? What did you experience? Was your upbringing happy? Was it joyful? Was it what you expected it to be?
Okay. We grew up in a family of 8. It was bad because mainly my father was asthmatic, so he was in and out of the hospital most of the times. Mother would do as much as she could to fend for the family, but it wasn't enough. Saka baba vaingorwara vachikosora vachitadza kufema, saka family yakaita go through my major challenges pakurarama. Zvanga zvisina kumira zvakanaka. Taidzingwa kuchikoro. I remember at one time ndakagara kumba for 2 years. Ndakatanga tisu the last group kuti anozi masabu aya. Saka ndadaro for 2 years yaitevera, that was 1970 ndakagara kumba tisikaenda kuchikoro because baba vairwara. Ndazodzokera kuchikoro ndanga ndagrade 2 anga magrades, so zvakaitika zvokuti vamwe vangu vanenge ndinavo vandakatanga navo grade 1 sabu A vanga vapamberi grade 4 inda grade 2, saka ndanga ndakura. So you can imagine watanga grade 1 ogara 2 years ndochikoro. When you start again, it's like starting from scratch. But I managed to. And I didn't know this is you lokudzidza. I don't know kuti zvakamufamba sei. I had shungu dzokuchita chikoro. And nemakuru atakaita ndafungidza kuti kudzidza chete was the only way out of nhamo yatinga tinayo kubva tibve mupoverty. Saka zvadaro, the school authorities in Rhodesia then, there were 2 options. It's either I would quit chikoro zvachose, kudzingwa chikoro because ndanakurisa, or ndaita skip the grade. The headmaster was very sympathetic. I want to thank the Almighty that at least ndakapuwa njere. I think I was above average in terms of kugona muchikoro. So headmaster wakati kuti ndienderere mberi, instead of ndite grade 3 ndakachamura ku grade 4. Ndopa ndikaona moto because ndakazorealize kuti zvinhu zvizhinji zvinoitwa kuprimary zvichima main concepts like multiplication, long division, multiplication, and so forth, and history and geography and science zvinotanga pagrade 3. Izvozvo imagine handida kudzidza. And the school teacher watinaye is very funny. Haanamboti panguva yekuti maybe zodzokai masikati or what, aingotora for granted kuti tese tingoripo, aitondiseka. But zvisinei, I struggled, but towards the end ndakanga ndakupika. Then grade 5, grade 6, grade 7 ndanga ndato mutop 10. Saka on record kuprimary ndakata 6 years, not the normal 7 years. But I passed very well my grade 7. And then nyaya yekuti apa ndambodzingwa chikoro tichidaro chikutamburira uchidzingwa amai vachinokumbira nababa chidaro vanzwisisa. Nesimba raMwari ndakazopesa grade 7 yangu zvakanaka. Then dambudziko rakazouya pakuita form 1 kusecondary, mari yakashaka zvachose. But neshunga ndanga ndinayo yekudzidza handina kuti zvaperera ipapo. Ndakambotanga kuenda kuchikoro kwataishandira kwanzi kuNyati boarding school, that was now 76, but taishandira kuchikoro. But ndakazoona kuti murungu ipapo hongu atibatsira, but donzo rake, his main aim was just to get cheap labor. So taenda either kuchikoro in the morning odzidza masikati, or woenda kuchikoro kuseni woenda kubasa masikati. The food was very bad. Taidya sadza nenyemba, sadza nenyimo. It's unbelievable. Ma vegetables asina kana mafuta kana madomasi. And zoto why vanga vasingati kuti titi zvirimire chega madomasi nechichi. But that was life in Rhodesia. Ndadaro, the learning part was very bad. Imagine in one class, ukune form 1, ukune form 2, azvinyasoda zvakanaka. But zvisinei first time yangu ndakapasa. Ndakana kumba, vabereki vakafara kuti ndapasa. My mother was very worried. I had very good results, my end of term results, but my mother was very.
Why was she worried? What was the problem?
I had lost weight. Ndakandapera kuonda chakuonda. And ndavatsanangura no ndemagariro acho atata kuchikoro zvakanzi ana mai angu hauchadzokera anoda but amai ndodi zvakanzi atsvaka zvokuita zvisinei zvinhu zvakangoita fall into place. I discussed of mine angari medical doctor, a student pauniversity of Rhodesia then, and angari munadzidziswa ndimunhu anga akadzidzawo mumhuri medu mudzi wamafumisa kudhara saka ainzwisa nyaya dzechikoro akaona passion anayo nayo zero anaende nayo akati no Ngoni, you can still do it. You can read. And then he partnered me with his colleague angari a mentor pa local study group. So nasa mari kuti ndiende ku study group kuyakweya. So zvakaita akataura nevana vaidzidzisa kuti no kuno mwenyu imutama ine chikoro kuno mwenyu anonzi Ngoni akuda kuzvechikoro semubatsirewo. So my cousin uyo angari pauniversity aindipawo mabooks ake naiyo mentor uyo aindipawo mabhuku ake. Anonzi professor ku South Africa laMombigi anonzi laMombigi ana mabooks ake saka ndaiverenga ndega kumba zvinonzi Ngoni. I remember my words ake ainditi Ngoni can still do it, read basi basa kaneni read saka ndaiverenga chidaro then ndakanga ndatanga kuchechi kubaptist pachechi pedu izvezvo manje tanga tabva kukwekwe kwataiti kumatongo kunyane taku St Mary's taigara padhuze nechechi saka yanzi Baptist saka ndakanga ndochechi andaipinda nguva iyoyo ndakanga ndatendeukawo ndagamuchira Jesu Kristu as my personal savior ndobva ndavolontiyawo kuchengetedza pachechi ndichiitira kuti ndioverenge paive nemagetsi ndopandakatanga kuverenga form 1 yangu ndamu form 2 pakada challenge kumba vamwe vangu vakoma vangu vangasanzwisise zvadada kuita because I'm sorry to say I was the first one kuita post primary education kumhuri yekwedu. That was before independence. Saka vainzwisa kuti tiri kuitei zvikanzi Ngoni anogara achingoverenga mabhuku ake ari kumboitei chaizvo asinganingirike asingabatsiriwo panopamba because you know that time yanga iri kuti chawawana you put food on the table. Saka vaishanda vachidya baba vaingotamburawo vachivaka vachimbobasa rambopera vamborwara that kind of stuff. So zvakasiyana manje kuti apa uri kuverenga apa uri kupopoterwa. So ndakapedza nangotsvaga basa chiro randawana ndobva ndati nditsvage basa ndatsvaga handinyari kutaura kuti ndakamboshanda muacademy muhouse boy nguva iyoyo. So basa redu rataita taitsvara mumba ndaicleana kupfugama isagobhura ndo zvakazoda kuti ndizotanga kambani inonzi tabbed and cleaning services. From there
zvandoda kubvunza panguva iyi yamakati ndichitsvaga kubasa maakusekondari kuti mukwanise kubatsirawo vamwe venyu vari kumba kuti muise food on the table as you say. How old were you at that time?
I think I was 15.
You were 15?
15 years. Yeah.
Okay. Did you go on to write your ordinary level and did you pass at this point? Did you actually pass and go on to your A level?
Yeah, zvakaitika ndizvokuti ndichishanda basa iroro ndaiverenga manheru basa ndashanda masikati.
Okay.
Nepese panaona kakanguva I was a bookworm ndaiverenga ndichiverenga dzongwa ndainyarara ndakabata bhuku chiverenga ndakazonyora junior certificate yangu yainzi Rhodesia external junior certificate una 1977 ndakanyorera paHarare secondary school kuMbare. And then dadaro the following year 78 that was 78 ndakawana basa rangu ndakawana basa rekutanga as a clerical assistant ku Chinoi ku CMD ndatanga kushanda basa rangu samabharani zvanga zvaanani. I was a civil servant. I was now working at a better income
coming through.
Lucky enough doors were opening by that time. That was now 79. No, let me resume.
All right. I'm going to stop you there just for a moment. Now, as you can actually hear for yourself, Mr. Chisi is actually explaining his ordeal as he was growing up. It was a tough upbringing, but when we come back, we're going to take a look at what then happened in his journey. He thought he was now succeeding, yet there was another obstacle on the way. Welcome back to Against All Odds. We are talking to Mr. Chisi, and he is reiterating his ordeal. Now, of course, growing up in a poverty-stricken background where things were not okay, to the extent that he had to become a houseboy during the day and, go back to school at night, only to make it all the way to do a couple of business courses, which we want to focus on right now. So, Mr. Chisi, makwanisa kukunda zvakawanda apa, mazoenda makuita ma business course enyu, and can you tell me about this time? You thought zvinenge zvakufamba at this time. How was it like for you then?
It was very exciting. Ndakufara ndakushanda semabharani andira kuregera kuzo kuchikoro ndakarambira china mberi ndakuita ma O levels but ndaita manheru kune makonde high kuchikoro dzidzisa manheru. And then semunhu ndakanda kureyo anakangana wangu matongo wanakanda wana hazvinei ndobva tazongorora nawo takarora nditona diki anga ma challenges ake anga no understand she was also under pressure achinzi arore munhu wekuruzi kwawo but anga singade then takazorana at 20 years and
toda kubvunza mata ainzani
azvine
alright makasangana naye muri kuchikoro mukafarirana zvenyu background yahasvenge yakamira zvakanaka kana kuti akabvawo kwakafana nemi.
It was almost the same.
It was almost the same.
But slightly better. But it was almost the same.
So you fell in love with her?
We fell in love.
Love was beautiful.
Beautiful. And particularly it was not something chatakamanikizwa, but it was from the bottom of the heart. Yes, I agreed. I was still very young, but it was a decision yakabva pasi pemoyo. Netadaro ndobanda inina andakuregera kuningirika kuita zvechikoro ndakamashenda mberi. Ndore maoza angu nditanga kuita ma business studies angu ndakaita zvakawanda accounting, marketing, my business studies kusvika ndatanga kuita CS. But then along the way ndakazoti no but mukadzi wangu angaperera form 2 ndakati but suppose ndakafa, given our background, we are coming from a very poor background, ndakafa, but then another two boys and a girl. Ndakati who's going to look after my kids? So ndakati no mumo wangu ngaenda kuchikoro unozakana munhu wadzidza wati verengewo. You want your partner kuti
challenge akuriro pauri
inini achatsvaga kumwe rikandienda kumatongo. It was nice. Takatanga kuchikoro akamboramba akati unopenga here, but that time dzanga now total of 11 years abva kuchikoro. Tikati no don't worry, vakadzi vari kuseka vagara pasi pempichisi kuchinhuwe kunopisa uchada chikoro chako uchatanga kusenza zvechokwadiwo. She did her O levels. She passed well. Tikati okay, tapedza O level. She did a secretarial course. Understand it, that was just now it was late 80s. Varungu vanga one day. She went kuchinhuwe kuchikoro kwaidzidza nemakaradi nevarungu. It was a school yandingangoti muno Marari set nana Species College. It was an elite college, so I would say. It went well. She passed. She graduated as a secretary. She got a job with one of the local international banks. Atanga kudaro. The first 2 years was all rosy, but thereafter kuda mumo wangu akatanga kuonawo zvimwe maybe semunhu akarorwa ari mudiki. She started to change. Asinamira zvakanaka angonitarisira pasi. I had a feeling kuti something was happening until zvimwe ndakazvibata that kind of stuff.
Makabatei chamuti makabatei
zvakawanda
zvakaita sei?
For example aienda ndo tashisa aida company car kwandaishanda. By that time ndanga an accountant ndo iya asidara kubank, saka our routine was ndamusiya kubasa. Sorry, ndamusiya kubasa indofura ndina kuindustry kwandaishanda ku Grand Side tichimutora. Imagine munhu wasiya wadropa kubasa omutoti nhasi ndiri off, basi wati mukadzi wangu angakwire kombi rikandini ndimusiya kubasa. Ozonzwana kukwitse nguva dzinedzi ozonzwa kuma 3-4 kuti munhu aenda kudombosha kunhamo yaani. Ndakatoti asi pane kama afa.
Did you think she was cheating?
Yes, I think she was cheating.
Did you ever find out if she was cheating, or you just assumed?
No, it's not assuming. Ndakabata zvakawanda. And pakaenda kudomboshawa paadzoka akanditi iye ndakanda kunhamo akatara zita rechikadzi. Panditi katiko wadi kunditaurira ndaziva kungu ndokutora nguwai. And that kind of stuff, those who discover out, no, haisi nhamo yemukadzi wewe ndeyamanager. And then for 7 years ndichinzwa kubasa kwangu hausvike, it's a back office, that kind of stuff. Ndosvika kwekwe, she failed to even introduce me as husband akati Mr. Chakuti ndiye Mr. Chisi ava. Hazvina kuita zvakanaka. But then chakazatobata chazvo akaita an affair nehama yangu munin'ina wako kwamainini, and that was bad.
Wow.
That was bad.
So your wife...
That one she agreed, she admitted, she agreed, and we divorced.
Okay, so let me just take you back a little bit. At this point, you then realized that, you know, your wife wasn't being straight. She was being shady, if you want to call it that. I'm scared to some family cheat. Some I'm sure assume out punish your wheat, I'm not evidence as such. And vanga kutarisira ipasi kuti uswe class yangu ini ndato pamusoro kupfura iwewe maita vana but iye akuona pamusoro adaro movazo nanana nehama yenyu. That's when you found out that she was definitely cheating.
And she admitted.
Okay, she admitted to it.
Kuti I remember zvakataura kati ini ndakangomona sahama, he was cunning kwandiri that kind of stuff, saka I couldn't take it anymore. Ndobva tazongosiyana.
Did you completely cut her off? How did you feel when you found out that your wife was cheating? After, you know, trying to uplift her and bring her up in life, you find out she's cheating on you.
Ndakaposa ndatofa, and anachiremba vakati they were shocked. Bibi yangu yanga yashuta. Zvakandibata because that woman ndaimuda, genuine love chacha. But zvakandirwadza ndakaposa ndafa.
Makaposa mafanira kuti BP yenyu yaigara
ikakwira.
Okay. Your children, how did they take it? Because you had 3 children.
But then vanga wa 4.
How did they take it at this particular time?
Vana they were worried nenyaya yekuti tagara tichipuputedzana at one time tichirwa in front of kids. Zvangasona zvakanaka. But vana I guess vanga vari caught in between.
Yes, obviously.
Kuti todi. But I think they were caught in between. Vakura mwati isiso nyaya dzedu nyenya atidi kudzinzwa, that kind of stuff. Vanga vakura vaiva. But it was bad.
It was bad. Okay.
Takanga tatenga imba ku Glenview, imba one of my businesses toda zvokuvaka. Takanga ndai renovate using my own funds. Tichibatsirana tichita pamwe chete. I never thought that would happen. Tichiona nekwatikabva, but all that I ndakazviruza.
Well, as Mr. Chisi reiterates his story, he thought he was building a life with his partner. Vakazo find out what he was assuming was actually happening, only for him to hear that the wife was cheating with his own relative, and then they divorced. But when we come back from the break right here on Against All Odds, we get to find out, after going through a near-death experience because of high blood pressure, how then did it become a victor and move on in life only to succeed? We'll be right back. Don't you go anywhere. Welcome back to Against All Odds. Remember, we want to let you know that if you have your own story that you'd like to share with us, would gladly love to have you on the show. So make sure to get in touch with us with the number that is appearing on your screen as we continue with Mr. Chisi's story right here. Tragedy, Mr. Chisi. Divorce is not always an easy thing. It's something, you know, when you marry someone, when you go but apa you know, it's what was there now. What then happened? Did you stay with the children? Did she move out, or did you move out?
In fact, takanda ku divorce boss takanda ku high court because yanga iri marriage 5.11 year marriage act. Unfortunately, I'm sorry to say, the judge, she was female, akangosipataza nomukadzi zvikanzi no imimi Mr. Chisi, you are in business. By then anatanga mabusiness angu, you are in business, you can move out, tokupa 25% of the immovable property, ne 25% yezvinhu zvomumba, because her argument was ndine chance yekutanga muupenyu, whereas she was now 50 something, she cannot get a mortgage. I then moved out. In fact, pane zvakaitika zvokuti my brother anga ashaya zvese nemunin'ina wake ndokusaya vana vaviri, then hazvine akaramba kuchengeta vana ava. So zvikanzi ndakabva kubasa nhasi ndakaona iwe uri pano nevana vako nishazembe dzenyu kunze kwegedhi rangu. So zvezvezvi ndakazongoona mukadzi mumwe akandinzwisisawo. She was young then. That time I was around 40 plus 42. I remember here she was 20, the age difference of 20. Zvezvezvi zvinonzi navanhu torai mazuva muchistadhana kwandiri it didn't work. Tangosangana nawo nomukadzi semunhu ndanga ndapanguva yakaoma, takangowirira nawo, takangoroora nawo nenguva idiki but rikanditi Mwari ane nzira dzake dzekuti answer your prayers. I think so far so good. She's different. She's a woman, she's a mother, she's a wife.
How long have you been together with this woman?
It's now 22 years.
Oh, that's amazing. And, you know, talking about you now had your businesses were up and running by then. You managed to move out, you managed to find love again, which is surprising because most men don't recover from, you know, being cheated on. But it comes to this part where we talk about some of the books that you've actually written. You have a total of how many books that you've written so far?
So far there are four.
There are four books. Okay. And these 4 books, what do they actually talk about? What is in these books?
The books, they are strange books, I can say. They are mainly to do with my life. I wanted to package it in a way like the first one, like this one. This is the book that I wrote, The Will Remain the Way. My struggle nechikoro, kushanda papurazi, kushanda mumba, kusvika ndite kosi, nditange my business. So I'm saying the will determines. Where there's a will, there's a way, so they say. So that's the first book. So iri ndakanyorera kuti vana vari muzvikoro. In fact, I'm trying to push it through my secondary schools. In fact, the books were approved as reference books. But this one, ringangoitwa a city book, but they're still working on it. So ndakanyora bhuku ndichiti my experiences andakaita muupenyu hwangu, people, the future generations will benefit.
Okay, so my books are basically, they're all about your life experience, what you went through, from your childhood.
Yes.
Did you also talk about your divorce in any one of these books?
This one, Life is Not Fair, talks about the marriage and the divorce.
The marriage and the divorce. Does it also talk about when you met your new, I wanted to say second, but your new wife then?
Yes, it's all in there.
It's all in there.
Life is not fair.
Okay.
Life is not fair.
That's amazing.
Yes.
So you went from, coming from a poverty-stricken family, right? But shungu dzenyu dzekuda kudzidza, shungu dzenyu dzekuda kubudira pamusoro ndo dzakakupusha kusvika mazokuvhura mabusiness enyu, anti.
Yeah.
And here you are now. You actually went through divorce. Divorce is not easy. And some people never recover from it.
Yeah.
But in makunda mwana mwemkadzi, hero in 20 years you're still together.
Divorce is bad, and I would like to tell people out there, if possible, please don't. Thou shalt not divorce. It's bad, especially kuvana. But however, in my case, apana zvikuita zvakaitika. Imwe reason why ndakanyora ndezvekuti in our books, in our schools, tunodzidza ana Shakespeare, tunodzidza ana Charles Dickens. So inini ndiri it's high time we Zimbabweans should also read our books in the schools. So ndimwe reason why ndakanyora kuti document. And then my business angu ese also had to do with my life. Company yangu imwe inonzi Tabbed Investments, trading as Tabbed Cleaning Services. Ndakangocombina houseboy uya wandaita no garden boy uya ndokuita as Tabbed cleaning services. We provide cleaning services, we provide pest controlling, gardening and landscaping. And then my father was a builder. So all I did was ndakazongoona zvandaita because tira diki taimunzi handei Ngoni unotibatsira ndichiona zvavaita wechipega ndobva ndazoverenga. Ndakaverenga amereader, ndakaverenga ndikatinda kupolytech, ndikatawo zvebricklaying neplumbing, ndobva ndatanga company yebuilding construction. So my books angu my business angu is to do with my experience. And then because ndakaita accounting nima business studies, ndakazotanga the third company yanoti Ray Support. Iyo is meant to support, to offer accounting and managerial support kuma small and medium enterprises. To offer my accounting services, to offer my cash flow, my project proposals, and general management. So my books and my business, they are something to do with my history,
amazing,
with my background.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, you know what, Mr. Chisi, I want to say thank you so much for coming through to the program. But before you actually go, I just want to, ask, what would you want to say to the young man out there who might be going through something that is similar to you? Not even the young men, even the young women out there. What would be your final, in short, advice?
I think remain focused, believe in God. I'm a Christian. I didn't tell that I'm also a preacher. The book that you're holding, the wood, God, my God cares and provides. Basically, it's a true testimony about my life. Wherever I saw the hand of God, it's all in there. So you can do it. Just remain focused, believe in yourself, keep on pushing.
Amazing. Well, you heard it for yourself, Mr. Chisi explaining, coming through and letting us know his story. Of course, we always hear that it's not easy when you go through a tough upbringing and then realizing that you also need to uplift someone. That person you thought would always be there for you then betrays you. But despite him also experiencing a near-death experience because of his high blood pressure, he managed to come out a survivor. He's now happily married for 20 years. He's managed to write 4 different books that actually showcase his story. Mr. Chisi is definitely a survivor, and we'd like to say thank you so much for coming through on the program. Well, this is Against All Odds, and of course we are back again next week with another story that can get to inspire you. Make sure to not miss the program. My name is Rachel Munyeheli. Until then, do take care.